Welcome to day 2 of your 12-day leadership reforging challenge. I'm so excited to have you guys with me. Developing these virtues. One of the first people to master this was Benjamin Franklin, and he was the poor son of a candle maker, and he recognized that there were certain virtues, character traits that led to greatness. And he developed a science, he developed a training protocol, and became one of the most famous inventors and diplomats in the world. And so that's what we're doing. We are taking these well researched. I had a team of AI interns study what do we need, what do leaders need forged into us as we guide humanity, as we guide ourselves, our families, our organizations into this next age, the age of intelligent machines. And these are these four virtues. So integrity, that's the foundational, that's the cornerstone of everything we do. Making sure that you are in alignment, your thoughts, your words, your actions are aligned with your purpose. And the next cornerstone in this virtue frame is humility. And it's not something you automatically think of when you think of a great leader, and yet it is born out of deep strength. And so humility is it's the openness to receive feedback, to release our egos, and to lead from curiosity instead of control. And it's not about being small, it's about being strong enough to stay open. So humility is truly a sign of profound strength. I had the great privilege of being a close quarter combat instructor decades ago when I was working with members of special operations teams. And the most lethal men are the most humble because they have nothing to prove. And so the greatest leaders are the most humble because they have nothing to prove. Harry Truman once said, "It's amazing what we can accomplish when we don't care who gets credit." And I love that. And so as we develop this leadership skill set, these attributes of a future or future proof leader, why isn't humility an option? Well, number one, humble leaders create psychological safety. And the research shows us that there's a 25% higher job satisfaction and a 22% lower turnover when people serve humble leaders. And the HBR discovered humble leaders are 30% more likely to encourage creative ideas. Why? Because we create a safe space, and in our some people call it vulnerability, but in our humbleness, in our humanity, we create safe spaces and opportunities for other people to try and to fail and to stumble and to have the grace of really moving forward. We have a case study that we talk about in your playbook this week, and it's about Darwin Smith, who was the CEO of Kimberly Clark in the 70s. Mid-level lawyer, quiet, reserved, but over years he led one of the boldest strategic pivots in history. He sold off the core paper mills. He recognized that we needed to pivot to something different. Wall Street thought he was completely insane, but he stayed his course. He never made it about himself. He made it about the team. He listened, and he was absolutely fierce in his conviction. And they outperformed giants like Procter and Gamble by a factor of 4. Harvard did a business study on him and described it as level 5 leadership. Humility with a fierce resolve, and that fierce resolve comes from integrity. So you're starting to see how these virtues build on each other. So let's look at how we're going to be training today. Let's go through some of the training protocol. Number one, we're going to do a daily humility check, and in the evening, ask yourself, where did I genuinely stay open? Where did your ego show up? And it's really a humility audit. If you had 0 moments of "I don't know," ask someone. You might not be stretching yourself, or you might be wearing a level of a false bravado that isn't serving you or your team. Our second level of developing humility is the next time you are in a meeting with a spouse or with a child, really ask for feedback. as a father, how well am I doing? What do you need more of? Where can I show up better for you as a team leader, as a spouse, and in this sincere desire to serve on a higher level and to own the fact that none of us are perfect. It's this beautiful, safe superpower of a future-proof leader. And then here's a great one, and this is sort of a public vulnerability challenge. And on social media, say something out loud. Here's something I'm struggling with. Here's an area that I really want to improve, because this is all about growth, and invite people into the process, and share the journey that you're on here in the Impact Forge, and asking for help, asking for people around you. Abraham Lincoln brought in a lot of advisors that he vehemently disagreed with, but he wanted other perspectives. He realized he didn't have everything necessary. His openness and his humility is part of what saved this great country of ours. We've got a really fun AI prompt for you. You're going to be learning every single day how to use that genie in your pocket, and you'll get that in the playbook. And you should be downloading those and creating a file, and reviewing them at least a couple times a day, because they are such amazing, valuable, and vital information. And as we develop your digital literacy, which is a core skill set that we're going to really tackle towards the end, finding new use cases for artificial intelligence is going to really serve to empower you. And so here's our 24-hour challenge. Choose one area where you normally lead with dominance. Could be on your team, a family conversation, and ask 3 follow-up questions where you are really seeking feedback, seeking wisdom, seeking understanding from another person. And remember, humility is not a trait we graduate from. It's a muscle that we're going to develop over the course of our life. It softens the ego. Humility sharpens our vision. In a world that's trying to look perfect, the more humble and human you can be, the more valuable you will be to everyone around you. And so we've got day one working on our integrity muscle. Now we're stacking on top of that, bringing humility, bringing a sense of meekness. And meek does not mean weak. It's the opposite. A weak man will bluster. A powerful man, a man that could inflict damage, who instead is humble, that's power. And that's the skill set we're working on today. So congratulations on jumping in. I hope you are using your daily alignment tool. That app is incredible. Starting your day in the green zone, checking in throughout the day, going through the end of your day with that win review. What's working? What isn't? What needs to improve? And you can do that through the lens of the development of these critical skill sets. I am so grateful for your energy. I'm so grateful for your efforts. I'm humbled to have you on the team. I will see you tomorrow, where we're going to be looking at the virtue of courage, what that looks like in leadership, what that looks like in life. Download your playbook, get the exercises going, engage with the team. That's how you get points. That's how you're going to be earning your badges. And thank you for showing up at a time when the world needs our very, very best. That's it. I will see you tomorrow, where we exercise our courage muscle.